Hello fellow language learning nerds, welcome to today's update video, yay! In which I am wearing the JLPT crown of passing, yay! I passed the exam, yay! I passed, wait, let me take this up, otherwise I won't be able to move. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen at the beginning of the week, I got my results for taking the N4 level of the Japanese language proficiency test, and I passed! Yay! So happy! I thought it would be a missed opportunity if I didn't do a little update video for you guys. So yes, I passed. And I thought I'll talk to you about passing the N4 level, what the kind of actual results are, or like how you pass in a little bit more detail. So I think for N5 and N4, the two lowest levels, you have two sections to pass, and then those are added together and you have to pass the overall test in order to actually properly pass. And I think for the higher levels, it's 3 sections that you have to pass individually, and then those are all combined to make an overall pass. Now, I say like pass the individual ones and then the overall one, because it is technically possible to pass all your sections but still fail overall. Like if you just pass your exams that you took, like even though they are technically passes, if you didn't pass enough, then you overall fail. Which, if I don't know, I would be so annoyed if that happened to me. If I'd like passed the individual bits but they wouldn't let me pass overall, I would just be like. But luckily, my 2 sections that I needed to pass, I did pass, and I passed them enough that I got an overall exam I passed. Yay! Yay! The 2 sections that I had to do, so one was just on listening, and the other one was, sorry I'm reading it here on the computer, is language knowledge, which encompasses grammar, vocabulary, reading, kanji, all of that together. And I could easily have predicted this. That language knowledge is what I did best in. I did pretty decently. Out of 120 possible points, I got 98, which I was quite happy with. With listening is where I think I surprised myself a little bit. Like I thought, oh, maybe I could pass that, but if I was going to pass, I assumed that I would just pass, just enough to pass. And so I hoped that I would, in my language knowledge, I would pass enough that it would make up for my just passing in the listening, so that I could overall pass the whole exam. I'm saying passed a lot in this, aren't I? Anyway, for the listening section, is out of a possible 60 points, I got 30 points, so that's like 50%, which I was very happy with. Like, I know 50% doesn't sound like amazing, but what I thought I was gonna do, I thought I would end up being quite a bit lower, to be honest with you. So I was pretty chuffed. So overall, out of a possible 180, I got 128. So yeah, and that was enough to pass the overall thing. Yes. On the SOAS website, it said that the test results would be up at around 10 AM in the morning, which at that time I was due to be on a bus travelling to work, which isn't the most special place to find out your exam results. And so when I woke up that morning, I decided to check them anyway while I was still at home and I was with my partner. And luckily enough, I was able to get in. I don't know why it was open early, I don't know, but yeah, I managed to log in, saw my results, saw that I passed, and so I was happy to be able to share that moment with my partner. As soon as he came into the room, I was like, I passed! I was skipping around work that day. I feel so relieved that I passed, and also that I simply got the results, because whether I passed or failed, getting the results meant that it felt like I could move forward. I could plan some more studying, like whether it would be progressing on to the N3 perhaps, or, you know, going through some N4 stuff. Now that I have the results, I can kind of plan that a little bit. And so my penciled in plan for now is that for the rest of this year, I'll probably just keep with N4 level stuff, you know, trying to not just immediately move on, kind of practice and review everything that I should know kind of now, to try and get it a bit more cemented in my head. And then I think from next year, from January, I might properly start looking for N3 stuff online or resources to maybe progress for my Japanese, maybe. I think for actually taking an N3 test, if I do decide to do that, it definitely won't be next year July. At the earliest, probably next year December. Again, that's my penciled in plan for now, but that could easily change. That's why it's penciled in, metaphorically, so I can metaphorically erase it. So I'm glad that I could update you guys with some positive news rather than me being like, seeing as I'd been talking about taking the JLPT before, I thought it only fair to give you a little update about the results. Yeah. That being that, I will let you get on with the rest of your day, and I will get on with mine wearing my little JLPT crown there and having my celebratory cookie. I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. But remember, may your grammar be structured and your vocabulary varied. Bye!